I'm pretty excited today. There's a lot of I feel like for a long time the new stuff on LinkedIn was kind of lame. Like they changed the button color, but there's some legit business uh, stuff you can use for business. I'm excited to go through. Oh, actually, for those of you who don't know, sorry, Isaac, co-founder, Abound Social, Monty, whoever he's on your screen, and then a big thank you to all of our panelists who made the time to be here today. So really appreciate you all. All right, let's do this. Am I good? Do you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's do this. What we decided to do last year is pretty much every quarter, assuming that there are new features, like a quarterly roundup of new features. But I don't want to just talk about, like what are the new features, because, a new feature is a new feature. I don't want to get hung up on bells and whistles and like, I really don't care about the layout, so the profile changing so much. I don't really care about like a button color changing. I really care about an actual functional, usable feature, and especially like how can we effectively use it to achieve our business goals, right? So while we're bringing up the new features, let's try and keep it in line with this is like a feature or a function, but I don't want to just talk about it. I want to talk about how can we use it to achieve our business goals, because that's definitely where the long-term value is. So, okay, number one on the docket, and actually a lot of these, as a kind of primer, I've noticed a lot of these are on company pages. And so you're definitely seeing LinkedIn make a push towards businesses using the platform, and there's absolutely a revenue goal in mind for them as well. But just you'll kind of see that kind of common theme. Okay, so number one is going to be lead forms on company pages, and I just pulled this up here, and let's see if I'm viewing our page as a member. You'll see if I go to home, there's a kind of call to action here, and you can see this is schedule a free demo, and then it auto populates my email, my first last name, the first company and title that's on my profile. So I don't even get to choose it. And then I have to select this checkbox here that says that they may contact me by email. If I try to submit without it, it's going to say that it's required. Okay, so I go like this, and I'll do a submit. And then I have a little notification down here in the bottom left. And that's about it. Me as the page admin, there's not a whole lot of that you can do with like automation as far as, send an email to whoever, that a lead form was filled out, the kind of typical thing that you'd experience on like a website contact form. I believe you get a notification, and then, oh, Judy, you'll have to remind me, where do I go here? Is this under, if I'm viewing as a member, is it leads?
Scroll down a little bit, scroll down. That's weird. Yeah, view it, go into incognito and just view it like as a person would see
I
it.
have my own technology recruiting company.
Yeah, because you're seeing something weird there because you're an admin. So just open a
Oh, you know what?
another
I bet I have to actually view it as an admin. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
view as admin, and then you go right here.
Right, you're right. That's where it is. Yeah. I haven't gotten notification. I've tried it on 3 different client accounts and I have
Okay.
not gotten notification. So bummer.
Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of heads nod about that. So everybody that's watching this, it's very important to be aware. LinkedIn, actually, somebody's got talking in the background. If that's you, if you can mute it, thank you. I'm like a classic man, one thing at a time or I'm off. But if you're using the lead form, you need to be aware that LinkedIn's not going to send you something that a lead was submitted. So you, at least for now, you've got to make it a habit to, like, once a week or day or whatever, pop in here and see if there's anything new. So I'm going to go like this to download, and that's going to give me a CSV right here, download.csv, very original LinkedIn, good job. And I'm going to open that CSV, and you are going to receive email, company name, title, first and last name, submitted time, email consent. It looks like these columns are empty. So this is saying company page. This is probably them saying like the source of the form. And then this is, I think, the company name actually. So I'm kind of guessing if you are the admin of multiple company pages, this kind of information is what you're needing to kind of like make sure that you don't get things crossed over. So it doesn't give you the column names, but I'm kind of assuming this is company page is the source, and then our company name on LinkedIn is aboundsocial.com. So I'm assuming this is basically company name and then the source. And that also makes me wonder if LinkedIn's going to be eventually moving towards consolidating all of your lead form submissions. So just a guess there. So that's kind of the lead form thing. As far as using it for, and panelists, feel free to chime in now if I missed anything on the lead form thing. As far as, using it to achieve your business goals, I see obviously there's value in a contact form. That tells me, number one, when someone views the company page, there needs to be enough trust and credibility there to persuade someone to say, like, I'll contact them. So a lot, if your content is thin, if your about is thin, if it's kind of empty here, that's going to for sure affect your conversion rates. And then what I would probably say is, once someone does a submission, I think what we'll do is we'll set up a workflow. So I'll just take that CSV, I'll copy paste it into like a Google Sheet or Airtable, and then that'll add it to our an email automation in our CRM to set up a call. I'm pretty sure. So any other thoughts there on the company page being used for for the lead forms there? Panelists, has anybody? It's kind of new. I don't know. Anybody used it? Any experience there?
No, I just have to remember to check it. That's all.
Yeah, set it up like Judy has but again, it's making, if you get an active company page, then you may get some people coming through, but it's really for companies, I think, that have got a lot of users, a lot of followers, and as you say, making it an active company page.
So maybe just pin the tab, keep that page open all the time, pin the tab on the browser so it's always there, and just pop in once a day or whatever.
Easier said, but when you're managing like 6 different accounts, it's like a lot of checking.
Yeah, what I would probably, that's a great point, everyone. So I might even just have one of our team members, in our project management, just have them every like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, go in there and see what's in there. I'm not sure, but to remind them. I did forget to say where you enable this and kind of set it up. So you actually, as an admin, you got to be an admin, edit page. And then there is right here, this little section that says leads, lead gen form. You can toggle it on or off. I've not read LinkedIn's pages terms. You can change the call to action, which is just the button, right? Privacy policy, URL required. You've got the headline required, and this is sort of a preview. So this is the headline right here, which is right here. Here's the body copy, which goes right here. And then here's the call to action, which is the button. Cool. Any questions before we move on? Questions or thoughts from panelists on using the lead forms before we move on? All right.
Isaac, just one quick point. I mean, this is yet another reason I keep getting these questions from clients, should we even be paying attention to company pages? And I keep saying yes, because I mean, LinkedIn is putting so much effort and functionality into company pages. But this is another sort of motivation for clients to really start paying attention, using the invites and getting access to this lead form. I think it's a big one for clients.
I completely agree. Like I think what LinkedIn has going on for company pages is they've got this weird ability to have employees somewhere, like leads somewhere, the whole world somewhere, where they can all talk to each other and move in and out of company properties and see what the community is saying about a company. Like you could, like a Google review is just kind of like one way almost, it's, I don't know, it's a lot different. So I think that's, Viveka, I think there's going to be a lot more traction in the years to come as well. So
yeah.
Job security, woohoo.
Yeah. Yes. Thanks.
All right, should we move on to the next one? Employee verification on company pages. I actually just learned about this the other day and I was like, what? So employee verification. Let's do this. Edit page. This is from the company page. There is a module here called, oh, where did it go? So there's the workplace module. One second. I turned it on. See, this is what it like here. This is what it looks like when you turn it on. I can't remember how to get to it. So there's the My Company page, which is also kind of new. And does anybody know much about the My Company in here? Because like, it seems like it was available only for larger businesses. So I actually changed our company headcount to see if I could get it. And I'm not seeing anything going on in here really. And then let's do this. Once you turn it on, like this is, I should be clear, the employee verification is not who is allowed to add like their work experience to the profile. So, does that make sense? If I go to my profile, I can say that I'm in sales or that I'm the owner or that I'm the president or whatever. I can add that to my work experience down here. It's not restricting people from being able to do that. The employee verification is restricting the people who did say this to be able to see what's going on. Oh, better turn that off. To see what's going on in the. All right, post-production, please edit that out. See what's going on in the My Company. So I'm going to go verify email address. And since our company page URL is boundsocial.com, and this is on my profile, I still have to do send code. And then let's see, I'm going to get a code emailed. I have not done this yet. This is brand new. Code is.
Is this a code to be able to edit or to launch it? Or
this is a code to be able to access the My Company page, or the My Company section of LinkedIn page. Here. So here we go. So I verified my work email, and then here's everything. Remember that? Yeah. So this is like what's going on in the company. So that's what LinkedIn's letting you kind of restrict. There may be, they may be moving towards taking this information and like verifying it. So I can see the same process going there. So that's,
you have to have a corporate email address to be listed on the company page. Is that kind of
you've got to have an email on your profile that matches the domain of the company website here. And then you've got to do the PIN. And once you go through that, you get access to My Company. And the My Company section on the company page, I feel like it's a little underwhelming right now. It's just like not that amazing, but I think it's going to be kind of like, where can you camp out to see what your coworkers are sharing all in one place without having to rely on like a Slack channel or Telegram or the news feed or the company page feed. It's a little bit more curated, right? So that's really all that I've seen go on in there. Has anybody else used this in any way or gone through that process before? Okay, brand new. That was super brand new. If there's no other comments on that, I'm going to keep blasting through these. Okay, cool. Workplace on company pages. So if I go to view as admin. Oh, I just remembered. It's right here. Admin tools, settings, employee verification. That's where you find the employee verification. So it's up in here. Just remember that. All right, so if I go to edit page, you will see a new module in here called Workplace under Abound or under About. Workplace module on workplace location. Let's do hybrid. Share, describe your company's workplace policy. Add a link to the website that describes your company's policy. Typical time on site, flexible benefits, location-based pay adjustment, vaccine policy, and then there you go. So this feels more like it's something for people that are looking to be hired, right? This is like a thing for, like, I don't know that a recruiter per se would really care about this, but if you've got a job seeker who goes to your company page, or maybe you did a job post yourself and they end up on your company page, they might have questions about what's on here. And instead of having to put it somewhere where they have to go find it, it's just right there on the company page. So I'm kind of feel like this is more pertinent to people that are looking to work at your location. That's all. We've not turned it on or anything. Has anybody used this or have any experience here?
No, I'm skeptical of it. Really, users are going to have to see a new place to go click and go look, and not even, you know, company pages don't get much traffic anyway. Then again, a new button showing up on a company page, hoping people are going to click on it and stuff. This could be a feature that goes nowhere in my mind. Let's see
what it looks like when I turn it on.
You've got a required field. Your workplace policy is a required field. You know, who determines what gets said there?
Yeah, the admin. So here, I'm just going to do
HR department would probably be the one that would want to have say over that, wouldn't they? I mean, not an intern working on the company page. That's corporate policy language.
So I'm just wondering where that information lives. It might even be something that it's maybe jobs. No, I don't even see it on the front end. Maybe it's something that they are adding, like they're gathering information now and they'll figure out where to put it later. Yeah, I don't see it anywhere. That's very interesting. Very interesting. So I'm actually going to turn that off for now.
I don't see that as being much use at all, quite frankly.
You know, I think that for smaller companies, I agree with you, Mike, but I think for a larger company that wants just to get people that information without, I can see it being helpful for some.
They're assuming that someone's going to know where to go look and stuff, though. I mean, we can't even find it now. Maybe in the future there'll be a button to actually find that information, not just collect it. But right now, no one can see it, right?
You know, I wonder if when you do a job post, if they're going to associate that information with your job post. So that I would not be surprised if that's where it goes, actually. All right, let's move on. We've got the new industries, which Mike shared about a couple weeks back. And I don't think we need to spend a whole lot of time on that. It's going to be new industries available, like kind of across the board. Do you know, Mike, if those new industries are available on normal LinkedIn yet, or just SalesNav?
They're available. No, they're not on LinkedIn for searches, but they're on LinkedIn to select your industry.
Okay.
If you have the new industries on Sales Navigator, you have new industries on LinkedIn to choose from. And my professional training and coaching is gone. It's just open text. It just sits there. But my professional training and coaching is now called business skills training. And LinkedIn did not automatically convert professional training and coaching to business skills training on the LinkedIn profile. So they converted it, but it just sits as open text there, like an orphan.
So for those of you who weren't here the last few times we discussed this, there are new industries that are being rolled out. They're first provided to Sales Navigator. I actually don't know if they're available in the advertising platform right now. Actually, I haven't checked that. They are not available in normal LinkedIn search yet. They are available to some users on the industry section of your profile and of your company page. And so that actually it's kind of a big conversation. So that I probably don't want to get into the weeds a lot on it today, since we have in the past. I think the main thing is, since the industries are changing, make sure that yours is up to date, because it's going to change. And the AI that they use is a little bit not awesome. So make sure that you update your own industry on your profile, on your company page, so it's correct. And I would say for the next few months, the industry level targeting is not going to be that great, because a lot of the LinkedIn's algorithm trying to put companies in the right place. It just seems really dirty. So you should expect industry targeting to be a little bit muddy for a while. Any other quick thoughts on that before we move on to the next one?
I put my email address in the chat window if anyone wants access to the new industry list. I've done a lot since I converted what the old ones convert to and new ones. I got the old list, the new list. It's a Google Doc, but I'm not going to just blanket give it out. It's email me if you want it. I've had about 6 or 7 people from the call ask me for it. So
cool. Thanks, Mike. Creator analytics. This is something that I actually do not have. So is there anyone here that would like to share? Monty, I know you have in the past and you do a lot of content. Is there anybody who has creator analytics that would like to share what that looks like and a couple thoughts on how it's better or worse for gaining insight into doing your content marketing and sales?
I can share if you want me to.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's see here. Okay. So to see these, typically they had all of your analytics on your individual posts. So you had to go to your post view page. In the past, you had to view your post activity, go to your post, and then you'd be able to scroll down. Now they're giving you kind of like what Shield does, and some of the data aggregators out there that they're just showing you can basically select past 7 days, 14 days, 28 days, 90 days. You can see job titles, locations, industries, seniority, company size, and companies. So it just gives you a broad overview. It will also, if you go to your personal profile, it'll show you your current day's post. I haven't posted this week, so it's just showing me my last 7 days, which I've been light a couple of weeks just based on what we've been doing from a business standpoint. But profile views, same way. I haven't been connecting much either, so it'll give you the past 90 days still, but they've created it more like company pages. The analytics and stuff that you can get on company pages, there's still not as much information on your personal profiles as there are on company page analytics, but it does definitely give you a broader overview. I don't know that I necessarily like it as much, just because I personally like scrolling through going to my posts and activity, and then going to my posts and being able to see what my numbers are here, and being able to see what post did well, what post didn't do well. Now that's all aggregated into this new reporting here, and basically it'll show you what they were, but then you got to look at this and go, oh, okay, I had one that did well up here, now I got to go find that one into my post views and see what I said on that. You can't really, there's no way to click on anything to see which post it was. So there's good and bad. The only good that I really see to it at this point is being able to kind of see a broad overview of what you've been doing in the past. But other than that,
can you click the impressions? Can you click the impressions button so I can see what are, so impressions and
just
engagements?
goes from impression engagements, right?
Gotcha.
So you can track.
So Monty, this is only available, like this is not a company page change on analytics. This is just for your personal material. And is it only available if you have creator mode enabled? Is that correct, or is that wrong?
That I don't know, because I've been in creator mode for a long time. So okay. I don't know if I'm actually shocked that I even have it, because I typically get any new LinkedIn feature last. I think they have me on the end of their list. So I'm very surprised that I actually have this. But it started way back when they dropped all my analytics from all of my posts, except for the first day. And I emailed them and said, hey, I can't see any of my analytics. What's going on? They said, oh, sorry, we're not going to fix that. But they didn't give me any information past it. And then about a month later, I knew the new analytics platform was coming out like this, but didn't expect to receive it. But here it is.
So you see any benefit there, like how a marketer could, or a business owner or whoever could take this information? What do you feel like is like a gleanable insight so that you could kind of take action? Is there any? What do you think?
The biggest addition is in your engagement demographics. Okay, so if based on your job CEO, president, that's my target market. That's who we go after, right? So to know that who's engaging you, to be able to find the locations, where are you really being seen? That'll give you a lot of insight into your sales ability, the particular industries that are engaging your content. So there's a lot of quality stuff within, what you can find within this demographic section. So if these are not aligning with what you're trying to accomplish on LinkedIn, then you're going to need to revamp your market and who you're connecting with and who's actually seeing your content and then engaging it.
Are you able, when you do the toggle on the top where it says engagements, is that, if you change that to impressions, does it change impressions on that bottom demographics? No, or is that always engagement? That's always engagement.
Yeah, this is all engagement graphics.
Yeah, so
demographics, sorry.
That's very interesting. So it's really just like kind of a broad sample. If you're on the right track, you can't there's no help for here to dig into each individual post and see what really has worked well.
No, the most targeted the most narrow you're gonna get is past 7 days. Other than that, you gotta, what I did find out though, is that if in creator mode, if I view my profile, anything that I feature, then I can click on and see those views, right? So I can, if I just go to my overall posts, they're gone. But anything I have in my featured section, all of these I can click on and see the individual views. So in creator mode, every time I post, I drop it into my featured section. And then I can kind of follow it that way in conjunction with the overall post views and stuff like that they give you in this new analytics.
Hey, Monty, are they counting the aggregated data? Is it just posts or is it engagement as in comments on posts and that kind of stuff?
It's just on your posts. Yeah. It's just your own posting and what the engagements on your posts are.
They should acquire Shield or
yeah,
Shield,
the good thing about something like Shield is it gives you both, right? It shows you the aggregation and then it shows you the individual. So, and it keeps track of all your content throughout history of your LinkedIn, which I haven't had Shield for over a year now. I don't know how they've improved that and stuff. If you post every day, you kind of get to the point to where you understand what your content does and the analytics, so to speak, become less important. But if you're just starting out and you're posting and you want to have some insight into it, Shield's great. But in creator mode, as you can see with this, you can get a lot of information.
Very cool. For the sake of time, let's move on because we do have a couple more. Thank you, Monty. The next one here is going to be, there's the call to action link in your profile. And I actually don't have that yet. I do remember a week or two ago, was it Judy Parsons shared your screen? Am I remembering that right? Does anybody have that new feature on your profile so we can get a visual?
I have that as well. I'll just share that. So
I've only just got it.
Okay, so
I had to
to
turn creator mode on to get it, but I could see it
mhm.
before turning on creator mode.
This is the
So
call to action section here.
let's call action. I think there are two big things in my mind where this is helpful. Like number one is you can send people wherever you want to go from your profile without there being like a penalty, right? I mean, that's kind of the thing. If you do a lot of content and stuff on LinkedIn, you drop a link somewhere, it just gets submarined. You can showcase or you can feature a link in your profile, but it's down a little bit farther. This is right at the top, easy to leave, no penalty. I do like that. Do you know, Monty, if you click the link, does it give you that kind of stop window where it says, hey, you're leaving LinkedIn?
Nope. Just
Nice.
just my calendar.
Nice. So I think that's one really big thing there. The other would be if you're
You can set this to go anywhere, by the way. I mean, it can go,
Yeah.
I could send it to our website. There's a number of, it just gives you a URL location. So that can go anywhere you want it to go.
Can I jump in real quick, Monty?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so you could do a link tree. I mean, without going crazy about it, but if you had more than one link that you wanted, right? There's not gonna be any penalty for that in any way.
No, it only gives you one link.
So that one link could be a link tree that then reflects 3 or 4, whatever other links, right? So,
what do you mean link tree, Vivica?
well, link tree will be a link that we're, how do you explain that? I assumed everybody knew. Link tree is just a link that takes you to a mini landing page that can have a gazillion different links, but usually people will have 2 to 3 relevant links if they can't choose just one. Like one might be
gosh.
to a contact
yeah,
form.
like if
Yeah,
you want to go to like a page with the URL code, then or a QR code that then you can.
it's like a small, very clean
Yeah,
form.
you can do that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Very commonly used in conjunction with Instagram, since you can't put links in posts.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
can-
Could you, Monty, could you keep your screen up for a second?
Oh yeah, hold on.
So for actionable in stuff for people who do sales and marketing and whatnot, I think table stakes here is to add tracking, like UTM tracking. Like if you're sending someone somewhere on purpose, it'd be very helpful to know how many people left LinkedIn specifically from that area. So like wherever you have control over that, whether it's a featured link or your company page or the link that's right here in your top card, I would suggest adding UTM tracking there so you know how many people came from goal conversions, that kind of thing, so you can track it all. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think the best destination you send someone can really just depend on what your goals are. Anybody have any brief thoughts on other thoughts?
If you do set it up to a landing page on your website for the calendar, then you can definitely track conversions there. The only thing, and Isaac, you should stop. I'm going to stop the share and you pull up my profile so that somebody that's not a profile owner can see it.
All right, here we go. So it's going to be right here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to click it, and then there we go.
So the good thing is that, as you view the profile again, you can jump back over to the profile. There you go.
So, so a couple ideas here. So Monty, what we should do is we should probably send people to here and then add a UTM tracking in that link so that we can do all of our other stuff that happens related to this workflow.
Yep. Go ahead and shoot me that link and I'll replace it.
Yeah. Does
So-
everybody love our new website? Papa.
click on over to the pro. The good thing is that it's at least highlighted blue. So it stands out, you know, and you can split test CTAs there, you know, I mean, run something for a week, run something else for another week and see. And if you've got your goal conversion set up on your website, you should be able to pretty quickly determine what CTA is going to work best.
What is the character limit on that? Do you know, Monty?
I've used all of the characters, so I believe. Look, I'd have to, let me open it real quick and I'll tell you.
So it's pretty limited. Okay.
It is.
Okay. Thanks, Larry.
30.
Cool. All right, let's move on here. I wasn't sure if this is still alive or not because I stopped getting notifications. Are audio events still going?
Yes.
That's something we
They are,
have
I'm
not
getting
done.
any- No, still don't have the feature and no notifications. Haven't seen any.
Has anybody been using audio events with success and like in a minute or two or less want to share how they can be used for business development? No. Okay, cool. Let's just move on.
Quick question. Anyone even do Clubhouse? I mean, I think it's kind of lost its luster. I loved the audio events. I thought that was really smart, but too bad.
They just recently added to where you can transcribe them, but they're still worthless.
All right, let's move on then to engage content as yourself or your company page. So this is something that I believe also Judy Parsons mentioned in our panelist thread, and I checked, and I don't think I have the ability to do that. Does anybody, Judy, you want to share your screen so we can kind of see what that looks like?
Yes. Yep.
And that's just to confirm, that's like you're not using a Chrome extension, right?
No, I'm on Firefox.
Okay.
So let me know when can you see that, or does anything come up?
It's still dark.
My
there we
Zoom
go.
for some
There it
reason
is.
is being really slow. So yeah, I all of a sudden out the blue, as often happens with LinkedIn. So you see my little sort of thumbnail image there. There's a little track downward triangle. I can click on that. So I'm an admin for a few company pages, as you can see. So I can go and engage and just, select my company page, click on save, and now I can engage as my company, which is fantastic. I'm loving that.
So Judy, if you push save there, does that change your default?
Yes, it does. So let me just do that again. Sorry. As I say, I was a few problems. Oh, pardon. There you go. It's a bit jumpy around. Right. So if I click on that, click on save, it'll change the icon so you can see that you're engaging as your company. So can you see I'm commenting now as Judy Parsons, which is my company name.
So what happens, Judy, what happens if you like close the tab and come back to LinkedIn? Does it remember that you want to comment as your business, or does it default back to your profile when you reload the page?
I have not tried, to be honest.
Let's try it right now.
Let me just put some comments in here. Do you want me to put a comment on here and then reload it and see what it comes back with?
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
let me just put something rubbish like great post, and I'll come back to it. So that's me coming. That's my company page. I think it will, because I can just go back now and engage as myself. So I can engage twice on this post, one as a company and one as me. So I think it will. But I see what you mean. What does it automatically default to? And I think it will default to naturally to me. But I'll give it a go.
So while you're doing that, I think the actionable here for business owners and marketers is it's really hard to gain traction for your company page, and giving your business the ability to kind of engage like a person throughout the newsfeed could potentially help with awareness and drive traffic back to the company page, and just kind of help with your brand's voice.
Yes, it's defaulted back.
So it went back to your
You
personal.
don't, if you don't have this feature, by the way, there's a number of plugins that will do the same thing, browser plugins that I used before they started this.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool, Judy.
Yes, it's
So-
yeah, it is. I thought it was quite cool.
Has Judy, have you, I'd love to hear your thoughts and anybody else, the panelists' thoughts on how to use that effectively for sales and marketing, business growth. Any, I know it's brand new, but any thoughts there from panelists?
So I think it's just, so it comes to what you want to do, isn't it? Because for me, I still want to keep people on my, coming to my personal profile, but I think I showed it to somebody who has a number of employees and company pages, and for them it's just so much easier then as the admins of that company page, or to actually engage on something as a company, rather than having, if you remember, normally we have to go through either the hashtags that are associated with the company page. I just think it makes it a whole lot easier to raise the visibility of the company and engage as the company on LinkedIn.
I could also see there being a really easy whoopsie where you've got your marketing manager goes and does some stuff, and then they forget that they're set up to comment as a company, and then they're like, who knows what they do or say that it doesn't reflect the brand that they're managing the company page for, like, especially there's a brand cadence. I could see that being a big liability. So if you do have page admins and you do encourage them to do this, it's probably very important to remind them, hey, switch it back when you're done.
I guess when they log off and log on again, it defaults back to them anyway, doesn't it? So that might help.
Yeah. All right, so let's, I think I have one more before we move into, and actually that was the last one. So did anybody, let's do panelists first, and we do have just a few minutes. Sorry to kind of rush it here at the end. Any panelists who use LinkedIn here, any big features that we did not talk about?
I noticed that I saw an article in social media about LinkedIn maybe introducing a funny reaction.
Cool.
So you can now go, ha, on a post.
Yeah, I have not read that.
I'll put the link in. I just saw that recently and I thought, oh, well, you never know, there might be, it's not there yet. They're just maybe. So it'll be interesting to see if that happens.
Isaac, have there been any changes in the other versions, the Teams versions, or any of the more advanced versions than the core now or so? Not
that I'm aware of, Mike. No feature changes, just some layout in the way that they do. Other than the industries, I have not seen any changes other than like the way that the new profile layout is in the paid versions.
Okay. All
right, so we've got 10 minutes left. I saw a lot of stuff going on in the chat. I unfortunately have not gotten a chance to read it. We have let's make everyone here live a priority. Did anybody encounter any new features that are new, let's say within the last 3 or 4 months, that we did not talk about today? And if you want to, you can even like do the Zoom raise your hand and jump on with your camera and mic if you're brave enough. Otherwise, we'll dig through the chat. Anybody observe anything?
It's a small one. It's a small one, but you can turn off in your settings any political content.
Can you turn it off or just
politics?
Is that in your account settings or is that in the per post?
It's in your settings section in your content that you can turn off.
Share your screen. Share your screen.
Let me find it first, because
you're also sorry.
Keyword driven, or I mean, that's the thing, is like leaves it up to LinkedIn. Like, how would they know what's political, what's not? It really.
Well, I think they rely on user feedback because you can mark a post as political, and so I think that's how they are doing that.
Yeah.
Kind of at their mercy of the interpretation of what's political though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Right.
Like,
Careful.
yeah,
Careful
by
with that.
2023, 100% it's going to be.
Let's see. Trying to find where that is. I know that.
No big deal if you can't find it.
Go, but keep going, and I'll find it. I'll share.
All right,
I'll
cool.
share it when
Anybody else have any new features you have observed in the last quarter that we have not talked about today? I'm looking through the chat. All right. Well,
Raise one.
yeah.
And this is not that has been introduced, but there is rumor about it being introduced. And Judy, or anybody jump in if this is correct. But Michelle Raymond, who is sort of the queen of company pages, if you will, had an interview with a LinkedIn manager, and which was public. And there's rumor of some type of a landing page. And I don't think it has anything to do with the lead forms or anything like that, but it's something separate. Supposedly rolled out now in June, July, and they're very open about that, without detail, of course. So we'll see how that comes out. But that's sort of exciting. I think that's how I understood it. Laura, do you have any?
I found a pretty cool group on LinkedIn that is on LinkedIn pages, and I think there's people that work at LinkedIn that are in that group.
Yeah.
But really good content, good conversations. Michelle is in there, and lots of other people. So if you haven't found it, of course, I don't remember what it's called. I'll put a link.
Yeah, if anyone has a link, feel free to drop it in the chat. Laura, you are up. Thanks for being brave.
No problem. So on your personal profile, you know where you have providing services underneath your headline, I discovered that in there you can ask people for reviews. So it's an alternative to the recommendations that you have at the bottom of the profile, and they can give you a 1 to 5 stars and review your one of those services that you've got in there. I think you can have up to 10 in that providing services. So I tested it by getting a review, and then it said you don't have enough reviews for it to be visible on your profile. So I got more reviews, and I then got my 5 stars, and I was hoping that that would then come through onto my profile and go 5 stars, and it didn't. It's like basically I've got all these reviews and it's hidden on my LinkedIn profile, but I suspect they might make more of that services page. Yeah, I don't know whether anybody's got any additional insights, but basically I would say it's not worth it right now.
Yes. So the services thing, you can leave your mic on for a minute. So I think the ability to request reviews came out sometime last year. We did like a live test it out. Is that where it is, Monty? Can we circle back on that in just a minute? Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
So we did test on that when it first came out and experienced the same kind of thing. So it seems like it's been sort of shelved for quite some time. I did read recently that you will be able to associate your services with a company page as well, which might be helpful for the smaller companies. It seems like they're trying to provide smaller organizations with the resources to do business without having to deal with all the infrastructure of setting up their own website and all the funnels and stuff, is what it kind of seems like. Yeah.
So not new, but it was new to me.
Oh yeah, it's still new to everyone. But yeah, do you know how many reviews did you have go through before?
I think it was 5 before it then that thing went off to say that you don't have enough. Yeah. So
yeah. I think they're going to be moving that way. If you discover that it suddenly appears on your profile, let us know.
I will.
It would just be so helpful for anybody that's a freelancer or solopreneur. I mean, that would be just to have your essentially a verified review on your profile. So helpful. Yeah. So helpful. And then to associate that even on your open your services page, like when people do the RFPs, right? Whatever ProFinder turned into, what did they rebrand ProFinder to again? Marketplace, or they rebranded it. I forget the new name. So I could see being very helpful there for converting your RFPs. So
yeah, well, I still did screenshots of them and put them into my proposals. So I've made use of them.
Nice, very nice. Okay, Monty, did you find the political don't view?
Yeah, if you go
Oh.
to your account
Oh.
settings, profile information, down to feed preferences. Do you want to see political content in your feed? Yes or no? You can toggle that on or off.
Cool. Very cool. So to each their own. I'm gonna turn that button off personally.